Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to Peace Point Meditation or Peace Break. Uh, we we will see. We will talk with me every Sunday night, 7 to 8 p.m. every week. Tonight, okay. Welcome again. I think everyone waiting for practicing meditation. First of all, I would like to tell you something that tonight we are going to practice about the 7 ways when we meditate. We are going to practice about the 7 ways of our mind. Where is the center of our body? What is the exact of the center of our body? We are going to practice tonight. And then after meditation, we are going to talk about the short story from my friend that I think that I love this story so much about the law of karma, the basic law of karma. Not for the Buddhism, not for some people, but I think that for everyone, we should know what is the right thing we should do, what is the bad thing we should not do. If we know, we will choose the right way to do. I believe that is very, very important thing that we should know about our life. After meditation, we are going to practice about this one, right? And about the weather this week, I think right now is the good weather in the Azusa, California. Please comment under the Facebook or the YouTube. What about your country that you live right now? Some country like Thailand is a little bit hot. No, not a little bit hot. Very, very hot. In the Azusa, maybe right now is almost 90 to 100 degrees. It's good, but a little bit wind. Still, it's still good, right? I think right now we ready. We are ready for practicing meditation. Let us meditate together.
Meditation for beginners, the 7 bases of the mind. I'd like to invite you all to find a comfortable position for yourself in meditation. With your right leg on your left leg, your right hand on your left hand, with the index finger of your right hand touching against the thumb of your left hand, with your hands palm upwards on your lap. Or you can adopt any other looser variation of this position which helps you to feel more comfortable for your meditation. The important thing is that you feel alert but yet relaxed. You should adjust your body so that your breathing and your circulation are completely natural. Adjust your position to minimize any possible aches or pains. Anything that might disturb the continuity of your attention. And relax every muscle of your body. Relax every muscle, starting with the muscles of your forehead. your eyebrows, your eyelids, and take special care to make sure that your eyes are only very gently closed. Make sure there's no pressure around your eyes. Never squeeze your eyes closed. But close your eyes only very gently, in much the same way you would close your eyes to go to sleep. And relax the muscles of your face, your neck, both shoulders, both arms down to the tips of your fingers. Relax them all completely. Relax the muscles of your chest, trunk and abdomen, both of your legs, down to the tips of your toes. So that all the way from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, there's no remaining part of your body with any stress or tension anymore. If you notice any stress or tension still remaining in your body, then try to relax it completely. Because the body that is completely relaxed will have the feeling as if it seems to melt away into the atmosphere around you. You have no further worries about your body anymore. So that you can turn your attention to relaxing the mind. Relax the mind by letting go of all thoughts about the things of the world. For a few moments put aside all worries and concerns about your everyday life. Don't allow your mind to wander to thoughts of work, friends, family, study, or any other thing. But keep your mind on the task in hand. The task of training the mind, while filling your mind with thoughts of happiness and joy. Fill your thoughts with happiness and joy, as if your mind was completely filled with tiny particles of happiness and joy. Filling your mind so full that there's no room left in your mind for anything else. Make your mind spacious, light, radiant, and refreshed. And such a mind is one which is ready and waiting for the harmony and unity which we'll embark upon in the meditation to follow. So once you are relaxed both in body and in mind, very gently, using no effort at all, imagine for yourself a picture of a bright object. A picture of a bright object such as a shining sun, a shining full moon, or a star, or a crystal ball, any one of the four which you find easiest to imagine. Imagine a picture of that bright object, as if that object is floating in front of your face. A shining sun, a full moon, a star, or a shining crystal ball, as if it is floating in front of your face. Imagine it effortlessly. And reduce the object of your choice in size until it is only 1 centimeter in diameter, until it is the size of the tip of your little finger and floating in front of your nose, in front of the left nostril for women and in front of the right nostril for gentlemen, floating in front of your nose at a point we call the first base of the mind. Make the bright object as bright as you can and as clear as you can, while in your mind repeating to yourself the sound of the mantra, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, 3 times. And then move the shining bright object slowly but smoothly inside your nostril, inside the left nostril for women and inside the right nostril for men, moving slowly inside your nostril until it reaches a point inside your nose, just next to the corner of the eye. And here it stops at a point we call the second base of the mind. Here the object stops still, and we make the object as bright as we can and as clear as we can, while hearing the sound of the mantra, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, 3 times. And then the bright object moves slowly backwards inside our head, backwards on a horizontal plane, until it comes to a point in the precise center of our skull, in the very center of our head, a point we call the third base of the mind. Here again the bright object comes to a standstill. Here we make the object as bright as we can and as clear as we can, while repeating to ourselves, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, 3 times. And now the bright object is moving gently downwards, downwards from the center of your head, directly downwards until it comes to a point at the roof of your mouth, a point we call the 4th base of the mind. Here the bright object comes to a standstill. We make the object as bright as we can and as clear as we can, while at the same time repeating the mantra to ourselves, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang 3 times. And again the bright object moves directly downwards, downwards inside our throat, downwards until it reaches a point just above the Adam's apple, a point we call the 5th base of the mind. Here the bright object comes to a standstill. We make the object as bright as we can and as clear as we can, while at the same time repeating the mantra to ourselves, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang 3 times. And now the bright object moves downwards again, deeper inside our chest, deeper inside our trunk, deeper inside our abdomen, moving directly downwards. If you imagine the central part of your body, then imagine 2 thin threads, one thread running from your navel on a horizontal plane directly through your back, a second thread on the same plane from the left side to the right side. Those 2 threads come to an intersection at a point in the center of the body, a point we call the 6th base of the mind. Now we move our bright object downwards until it comes to this intersection of the 2 threads, at a point in the center of our stomach. The bright object comes to a standstill at this point. We make the object as bright as we can and as clear as we can, while at the same time repeating the mantra to ourselves, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang 3 times. And now we move the bright object slowly upwards, upwards the distance of 2 finger breadths above the intersection of the 2 threads. 2 finger breadths above the intersection of the 2 threads, to a point we call the 7th base of the mind. The bright object reaches the 7th base of the mind and comes to a standstill. In fact, we will not move the bright object anywhere else, because here is the true center of the body. This is the point where we will cultivate our bright object for our meditation. So here the bright object will stay while we repeat the mantra to ourselves, the sound of the mantra always coming from the center of the bright object. Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, over and over again. The sound of the mantra always comes from the center of the bright object. At the same time, we always make the bright object as bright as we can and as clear as we can. And as we observe the bright object, what we will find is that the images in the mind become gradually clearer. Also, the feelings in the mind will become gradually clearer to us. But the strange thing is that the number of thoughts in the mind will become gradually less. As we concentrate on the bright object and our mantra, the number of thoughts will become gradually less. Less and less until the mind can come to a standstill at the center of the body. So cultivate the mind in this way with your bright object and with the mantra. In the beginning you may find that the mind has a tendency to wander, sometimes wandering to the sounds around you, to the thoughts in your head, or the sensations in your body. But don't feel disappointed if the mind should wander at this stage. In the beginning, as soon as the mind wanders and you realize, always bring the mind back again to the bright object at the center of your body and to the sound of the mantra. If it wanders, then bring it back. And keep bringing the mind back until eventually the mind builds up a familiarity with the center of the body and the sound of the mantra, until eventually the mind will start to stay at the center of the body of its own accord. Samma arahang, samma arahang, samma arahang. Cultivating the sound of the mantra and the bright object, until eventually the mind will feel at home at the center of the body. Eventually you may find that the sound of the mantra will die away of its own accord, leaving only a pure, clear, shining mind at the center of the body. If you find at this point that there are no thoughts to irritate the mind anymore, then there's no need to restart with the mantra anymore. But simply cultivate the mind in stillness at the center of the body. And when the mind reaches the real point of stillness, then you find that happiness, purity and brightness will arise in the mind of their own accord. So cultivate your mind in silence for a few moments, just with a bright shining object and the sound of the mantra, until your mind comes to a standstill at the center of the body. To reach their own meditation for a few moments in silence until we come to the appropriate time.
Now, I would like to invite everyone to open your eyes. If you don't want to open your eyes right now, or if you want to continue your meditation, you don't have to open your eyes right away. And put your hand together. I would like to give the blessing to you by believing this. Sapphe Buddha Palapata Pajekanan Jayang Palang Arantanan Jate Jenaratang Pantam Sapaso Sapaputta Nupavena Sapatama Nupavena Sapasangha Nupavena Satha Soti Pavantu Te. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. We just practice about the 7 base of our mind. I think everyone understands so much about the 7 base of our mind. So now on, I would like to invite my friend. I would like to open the brief video of the basic law of karma. That's my friend. He explained it. I think everyone understand so much about the law of karma, or the better understand better than before about the law of karma. Not for that I told you, not for me, not for you. It's for everyone that we should know about the law of karma. Please practice the law of karma, basic law of karma together, please.
What is the law of karma and how should we understand it? There is a lot of confusions over the law of karma concept. Number one, the law of karma wasn't invented by the Buddha. It was discovered by the Buddha. It's one law of the nature that already existed. And anybody who reaches that state of enlightenment can see the whole process of karma. So the karma is something that we can prove by ourselves, not just to listen to the others' words. But it's not legislated or set by the Buddha or any person. It's something that happens right there. So the meaning of the word karma is action with intention. Everything that we do creates consequences. So when it comes to the law of karma, it means what goes around comes around. Whatever we do, whatever seed that we planted, it will grow to be the fruit in the future. So every cause will carry the effects or the consequences. That basically means the law of karma. Everything that has a cause always delivers an effect, which means no action goes to vain. Most of the time, people tend to think of karma as personality, and that is wrong. Just because I did something not nice doesn't mean I'm a bad person. The world doesn't work that way. But when we talk about bad karma, we tend to talk about bad personality, but it is not like that. So, let me take it this way. When you want to understand the law of karma, take it like this. If you plant rice, you will get rice. If you plant bean, you get beans. If you plant apple, then you get apple. Whatever seed or plant that you put there, it will grow to be that particular tree and give that fruit later in the future. So that's how it works. But let's say if good karma is rice and bad karma is bean. Each day we grow both types of plant at all times. When you get up in the morning, rice and shiny, you are in a very good mood, right? You feel happy, you feel calm, you speak so nicely to everybody. But then you get in your car, start commuting to your work, seeing traffic congested and getting very hectic, you get more upset. You started to yell at people, right? So meaning that you now plant a different seed. So in the whole day, we plant different things, plant different types of seed. So they are a combination of positive and negative one. But the hard part is that we don't know how these effects are gonna come into our life because it doesn't work like rice and bean. If you plant rice, within 3 months you can harvest the rice and get a lot of crops. But if you plant apple, it may take 3 years for the apple tree to give fruit. But the fruit will be there for another 10 years, which is different from rice. So karma is very hard to understand in that sense that I don't know whether the fruit that I'm planting today will give, it should be given tomorrow, but it doesn't work that way. So it may be some years in the future. And that's why people tend to forget about their karma, because sometimes the effect is very long and they can't see it yet. Not to mention that when something happens, it's a combination of karma into one effect. Could be a combination of positive and negative combined together. So for example, like when you have trouble, but at the same time you have somebody to help you out. So it's a combination of the bad karma that you have in the past, do something bad against somebody, but you also have the good karma of helping others. So those things combined become that situation to your life. So when it comes to karma, don't try to understand based on our human intelligence how the karma should result, but focus on the cause of the action, on the cause of the karma, because that way we can take control. So when it comes to understanding of the karma, number one, you are who you are today, because everything that you did from the day you were born until yesterday, which means what's going to happen on the last day of your life will be the accumulation of result of your action from today until the final day. Plus a lot of things that you can't change still give an effect until tomorrow, right? How much you have been eating for the last 10 years will affect your health in the next 20 years. It's not like you change your diet today to be healthy and tomorrow you'll be healthy immediately. It doesn't work that way. That's how karma works. When you add little time frame of lifetime in front and at the back, then you get this whole scenario of the karma. What happened to me today, it could be the result of the karma I did 10 lifetimes ago, 20 lifetimes ago, combining with my action yesterday. And it continues to give the effect into future life too. So by understanding the karma, one of the most important notions is that we can design our life. We end up understanding life is both predestined and can be designed on choice of free will. It's predestined based on our past karma. Whatever we have done in the past, we can't erase it, we can't undo it. So don't try to undo it. Forget about it. Take it as a lesson. Focus on today so that we can grow into the better state in tomorrow. And that's how we design our future. And that's why even though it's predestined by our past karma, we can always influence it and change it to be more positive later on. So when we know that this is how the karma, law of karma work, we can work around it. We can manage our life. We can take control of our life. Who you want to be, what do you want to be in the future? It's a matter of choice and course of action that you got today. So that's what it means by the law of karma. The rest is the details of different karmas and how it gives effect in different types of things. But most importantly, it comes down to positive and negative. Another part of the karma is the karmic connection. When we do any actions, we don't just do it alone, it affects others. For example, if I yell at somebody, it's not because of me yelling and the effect will be on me, but when I say bad things at someone, that person feeling hurt, that person despise me, hate me, want to retaliate. So it becomes this karmic connection between two of us. Let's say if I hit you, then you want to hit me back. And if you hit me back, then I want to hit you back again. So this gonna keep continuing like this, and it creates this bond, this karmic karma for two parties to continue retaliate with each other all the time. So that's why whenever we realize this karmic connection that we got from the law of karma, one of the most important that we can do is to forgive. The moment that we forgive is the moment that we cut that karmic connection with that person. We stop ourselves from retaliation, not to continue any conversation, with this negative karma that we had in the past. So finally, it will go to the void. So now that you understand the law of karma, that is all about making choices and choose how to design your life. Make a plan, set it in motion, how you want to see yourself. Because everything is totally up to you.